In this video, I will share with you how I onboard my graphic design clients. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you have not been here before, thank you so much for being here. Super excited to share with you my onboarding process for my clients. I have 4 different steps that I'll be going over today and how I take them from a new inquiry all the way to having their own client portal. So let's jump into it. Real quick, before I jump into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a new course launching November 14th that is all about the project management side of my business. It's going to go over how to use DUBSADO, which is my project management platform, and all the things that you need to know for an awesome client experience. So definitely go join the waitlist with the link down below so you're the first to know when the pre-order sale begins. But I just wanted to share that with you all. If you're curious on topics like this, you're definitely going to be interested in that new course coming soon. Okay, first step in my client onboarding process is the inquiry phase. So this is when a new client will reach out, typically on my contact form on my website. If a client reaches out on like an Instagram DM or a TikTok message, I always want to guide them to my lead form on my website, which is just my contact page. Once they fill that out, I will have all the information I need to know in terms of their budget, what their service or business is even about, when they want to start, and just a little bit more about the client themselves. I do like to make sure that they're filling it out with a good amount of information because in my experience, the more information they provide me, the more serious they are about the investment and the more collaborative they'll be during the process. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, but they do fill that out. And then I instantly get an email in my inbox that lets me know that I have a new lead. So I'll be sharing some images and screen recordings of what this looks like when it comes from my DUBSADO platform. Now I have the new inquiry in my inbox. My next step is to read through their answers and kind of determine their timeline, my timeline, and if this is really a good fit and how I want to proceed with letting them know if it's a good fit or not. My goal with the next step of the process is to send them my discovery call link so they can book a call with me and so we can meet face to face and get to know each other a little bit more. When I say face to face, that doesn't mean going to grab coffee. Unless they're like a local client, then I'm not opposed to that. But most of the time I'm working from people all around the world. So a lot of times it's just a Zoom call. And I do like to get on video. I know I've been asked this before, and if it's even necessary, sometimes it's uncomfortable, but I do like to get on video just because that shows me, again, how serious they are about the investment in the project, and that will give you a little bit of foreshadowing into how they will be communicative during the process. So I do like to get on a call with them, and usually the call is only like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, unless they have a lot of questions, which is also great, but it's a really quick call. And during this call, I'm just asking them questions like, give me some clarification on how you started your business. I'd love to hear the passion behind it. I also like to get to know where they are at in their business, whether they just launched it, they've had it launched, they just want to redesign. So I like to get all those questions answered. And then I also like to make sure that we have a date kind of estimated in terms of like when we can start based on my schedule. And that is something I like to look up before I jump on the discovery call, is when I can realistically fit them in without overwhelming myself. Because if you're anything like me, when I'm in the moment and under pressure to answer a question, I sometimes throw something out there that isn't a good fit for me. And then I'm locked into promising something that might not work for my schedule. So definitely make sure to check that before you get on the call. It'll really help you not feel as stressed when they ask you that question. Okay, so you just got off the discovery call, you're interested in working with them. The next step would be, in my business, is to go work on the proposal and the timeline and the contract and the invoice. So I like to do that all in the next step, which is like the third phase of my onboarding. So now I have enough information about them. That is when I will go and put all the information that I know about them now and create the package price. So typically my packages are set prices. I just adjust them a little bit in terms of if they are like an e-commerce website, or if we're doing website in a week or not website in a week, or maybe they're branding, but they want to add some things on. So that's when my prices are a little bit customized. But for the most part, I have everything already set up for me in DUBSADO. So I'm able to just add that package to my proposal template and then customize it. So I have a little bit of the client objective, what they do in their business, and overall, like the overall goal of the service that I'll be providing. So my proposal is a little bit more lengthier than others probably. I've seen really long proposals with like reports and pages and like strategies behind it, but mine is kind of to the point, but still has a lot of information in there that they might be curious about. One of those pieces of information is actually a timeline where I go over everything I'll be doing during that service. So if it's like a website in a week, I'll explain to them the Monday task list, the Tuesday task list, just so they know what they're kind of getting themselves into. And then I also like to make sure that they are okay with the estimated start date. So on the proposal, that is typically where I will put that start date and a little checkbox to say, does this work for you or not? And then another area for them to add in a date that they might prefer. So that is why I like to talk about the dates in the discovery call and the overall timeline, just so I know we're on the same page and I'm not spending a bunch of time building a proposal that might not actually 100% work with them. All right, so I send the proposal over. On the proposal, there's a link to click select on the package, and then that'll take them to the contract to sign, and then that'll take them to the invoice to submit their deposit. My deposits are typically either 25% or 50%. So I really try to keep it around 50%. But if there is a client that wants to do a payment plan or installments, that is when I can sort of adjust the deposit amount to 4 installments and do 4 installments of 25%. So that is when I will also request a deposit be submitted so that we can lock them into their calendar date, so we can kind of like celebrate and get excited about the preparation leading up to the timeline. So that is what the next step after I send that proposal. I need that deposit to even go on to phase number 4, which phase 4 of my onboarding process is their client portal. So I've been asked many times, what do I use to create my client portal? So I use DUBSADO for everything in my business. I've gone back and forth with using Notion or Airtable or ClickUp, and I've tried a lot of different things, but ultimately, I love when every part of my business is under the same roof. That is why DUBSADO has been really nice for me to just have a seamless platform where I can send them everything. So DUBSADO does have an option for a client portal that you can just activate on their project. And that does help a lot because it saves me so much time from having to go create something brand new for them. And the client portal will have information on like the emails they've sent back and forth together, the documents they've signed, like the contracts, the proposals, and everything will be in there, as well as a task board, which I think is like one of the most important parts for not only me, but for them as well. So I can stay on track with like what is due when, and so they can see what I'm working on if they're ever curious. So that task list will have dates and everything of when that task is due. That's the only thing DUBSADO does not have yet in terms of like adding a range of dates. Like I'm working on this through this date, but it works really well for me because for my website in weeks, when I set up that task board, I will have different items due Monday, different items due Tuesday. And when I set that up in my task board for my clients portal, it does connect with my Google Calendar. So I'm able to see what it is that I'm working on. And I also know what the client is seeing on their side. So they know what it is they're going to be receiving each day of that week. So it's really helpful. And like I said, I love having everything under one roof. And I think that is what sold me on having the platform DUBSADO as a tool for everything in my business. So those are my 4 steps to my client onboarding process. Really hope that you found that helpful. And I know that everyone's process is different. So even if you want to pick and choose what works best for you, this is what I have found in my business works really well. I really like to get to know the client before I send that proposal over. And I feel like having those 2 steps in the beginning really ensures that this proposal is possibly going to really lock in that new client and that new lead. Because in the past, I used to not get on a discovery call. I used to just email back and forth and never get to know the client. But I truly feel like getting on a call with them can help you determine if you guys are a good fit. So definitely recommend doing that. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video and that it was helpful to you. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I do have a new course coming really soon. I haven't launched a course in a while, so I'm super excited about this one. I partnered with a DUBSADO expert. I know I mentioned quite a bit about DUBSADO in this video, but I absolutely love the platform and I've been using it for about 5 years now. Quite some time. It's taken me a lot of time and just like taking the time to really get to learn the program and understand the different features. And Moya, who I am partnering with on this course, she is a expert in it, and she helped me set up my DUBSADO and my client experience so that it is seamless, and it saves me so much time, you guys. Like I've gotten probably like 4 to 5 hours back in my week because I was tracking for a while how long I was spending emailing clients back and sending all these different items that they needed during the process. And it was just so time consuming. But it wasn't until I set up workflows and everything in DUBSADO that I saved so much time. And I understand there's so many platforms out there. So even if you're using a different platform, that's totally okay. But during the course, we will talk a lot about a client experience and how to make that process of onboarding them and working with them really smooth and seamless. And I'm super excited. I've been so happy with how the course has come together, especially being my first one partnering with an expert, and she is amazing. I know you guys are going to love it. So definitely make sure to get on that wait list or go grab those freebies so that you don't miss when the new course is live to order. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really hope it was helpful, and I really hope you enjoyed watching it. I can't talk today. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I need, coffee, wine, something, but it's been a long week. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.